Hello, what's going on? Greetings, everybody. This your girl Tiffany. I'm here live in effect. So today I'm really coming to you guys on a very personal tip. And this topic is called Certain Things Have to Be Taken Personal. Certain things have to be taken personal for a reason. So I'm going ahead and speak on it. So I'm going to speak on the issue that I had personally at work. All right. So I encountered a personal situation at work where it involved another employee, well, another lead. All right. Because I'm a lead on my job. And I was letting the individual know what was going on, what was being said with the manager and supervisor. All right. About certain individuals. They don't want certain individuals doing certain procedures. Okay. They want certain individuals to be in other areas of the department. So I was trying to explain that to this individual who happened to be another female. And I'm going to explain why I stress that the way I do. So as I'm speaking to this individual, right? This individual got a little attitude, got a little chip over her shoulder. So I'm just trying to get her to to be on so that way we could be on the same page and be on one accord. Okay. So making sure that the issue don't escalate because yesterday the manager was frustrated that one of the individuals that was on in this area, he didn't want that person working in the area. He wanted him to work in another area. So he was getting frustrated about that. Okay. So I'm just trying to inform this individual about what was going on, right? So instead the person said, okay, it was brought to my attention. So we could see how we gonna go about dealing with this. Cause I know what you're saying, Tiffany, and I hear what you're saying. So let's see how this can go. And if it doesn't go this way, then we'll let it be known. So instead that person is trying to communicate and say, okay, we can do that. This individual got real cocky with me. Got a nasty attitude. So this girl was like, I know. I've been here for 2 years. I didn't ask how long you been at the job. Okay. I was just trying to tell you what's going on because I don't want to hear anybody's mouth. I don't want to hear I don't want to hear management's mouth. And I don't want to hear supervisor's mouth. I don't want now one of them come to me because you're making a decision. You going above their head to do what the hell you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So when that person said that, that individual getting cocky with me, it was letting me know that I've been here longer than you. You're just a rookie. Basically, that's the attitude I was getting. So this person been having an attitude with me for a while. Why? I don't know. This person comes to work with a chip over their shoulder. Why? I don't know. I try to communicate, but I guess this person want to run the show and want to be the one to do things the way they want to do it, the way she want to do it. I said, okay, you do how you want to do. Do what you want to do. But at this point, I normally I don't say much because I like to stay to myself. I like to work by myself. I don't like to be bothered. But it got out of line. It got out of line to the point that I felt like I was going to have to lay my hands on this person. I felt like I was going to have to lay my hands on them because the attitudes, the cockiness is unnecessary. Don't get cocky with me. Now, we can communicate like adults. You know what I'm saying? You can pull me over to the side. You can talk to me. But getting cocky and aggressive with me is a no-go. And I have a bad temper. And once I get worked up, it's hard for me to calm down. Cause I'm at that point. I'm on 100 and I'm ready to take it there. I'm ready to take it there. Like the one thing you don't want to do is get me out of my comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I said, fuck it. I said, fuck that shit you talking. I just walked the fuck off. And I told my supervisor, I said, I gotta go home. Cause I've been a mess around and put my hands on that person, man. I've been slap the shit out of her. So given my account that some things have to be taken personal, it have to be because you don't know a person's intention towards you personally. Some people have ill will intention against you and you don't know why. You may not have done anything wrong. It's just about you being in a present. They don't like you. Okay? And so as far as my concern, I can't change the fact the person don't like me, but one thing I am going to fight for is respect. Whether I'm at a job or if I'm anywhere else, I'm going to fight for my respect. That's one thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to let somebody push me over because they having a bad day or they're not in a good mood. I don't tolerate that. I may not say much. I may look like you can say what you want to me and I look like I won't do nothing to you. But that's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to push me over. You don't want to push me to the edge. Because now I have put myself in a predicament that I could be facing time in prison because I done laid my hands on somebody, especially a female. And this is very common trait with women towards other women. I guess it's like trying to be dominant to see who got more power than who. So when that girl, and I'm quite sure the girl is younger than me, right? But when she got cocky with me, the way she did, she's pretty much saying that, hey, I'm more dominant than you. That's how I took it. Okay, so by you saying you've been around on the job for 2 years, basically you're saying that you're more dominant than me. That doesn't mean anything. I didn't ask for all of that. That doesn't mean anything. You're not finna come at me like that. I already got to deal with your attitude. You know what I'm saying? And I try to maneuver around it. But once you get cocky with me like that, now we got a situation. Now we got a problem. It's like, what's up? What's going on? How you want to handle this? Do you want to fight it out? What do you want to do? So sometimes, people say, you shouldn't take things personal. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. Yes, you should. At times, you got to take things personal. At times, you got to watch individuals. You got to watch how people talk to you. Okay? And I'm talking about in real life, in person, right? As well on the internet, you got to watch what people say on the internet, but the internet is not so much of an issue you have to really worry about. It's more so what's taking place on the personal level. In person, you have to watch people. You have to watch people's intention. You got to watch people's mannerism. You got to watch people's attitude. Because you don't know what they looking forward to do. You don't know if they praying on your downfall or what. So some things have to be taken personal. Because it's all about having level of respect for other people. But getting cocky with folks, that's how you get yourself fucked up. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to be real. You cannot always tell people overlook other people's personality, overlook other people's attitudes. You can't always do that. And the excuse that we hear all the time is that, oh, well, this person been going through so-and-so, yada, yada, yada. They going through such and such. We get it. I get that. We all go through things in life. But there's a time and a place You if you know you're going through something, right? The best thing to do is not to come to work with it. If you're going through something, don't come to work and don't give it to the other individual because you're gonna create that problem. You're gonna run into a crossroad with someone else because you got an anger. See, one thing we gotta learn how to do as people, we gotta stop taking things out on other people who have nothing to do with whatever is going on. All right. So, and especially to other women out there, you can't be taking your anger out on every other woman and think that she gonna give that same response to you. You know, you can't get sassy with other women all the time because some women be about that shit. Some women be ready to bust you in your goddamn lips. Some women be ready to bite slam your ass. Some women be ready to do that. You can't be getting cocky all the damn time with other females and talking about being sassy because everybody ain't on that sassy ass shit. Everybody ain't with that shit, bruh. And then I hate to say this because it's going to make some people mad what I'm about to say. But I see why some women get their asses beat by their men. I see why some men beat on women. I see why. Because of the mannerism and because of the attitude and disrespect. I see why. I don't agree with the fact that some men put their hands on women, but I see why they do it. I see why some may do that because of the disrespectful ways and the disrespectful attitudes that these women put off. So when I see certain women act a certain way and getting all cocky and disrespectful, it made me sit back and think, yeah, I can understand why some men may talk to you any kind of way. I can see why some men may lay hands on you because look at how you acting. Look at how you approach things. You ain't really got no control of your attitude. You ain't got no control over yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no control over your mannerism. You know, and some women think because they are in a certain position of power or they've been in that power for a long period of time that they can come off on other women who may not have been in that position. That's where the problem comes in. And I also have seen it with women, black women, who are in manager position and how they look down on other black women that are not in that same position or that's beneath them. They give that condescending attitude, and that's not how you operate, because that will cause a problem, a major issue. So you got to check your attitude at the door. You know what I'm saying? You got to check how you deal with people, because if you don't, you gonna get yourself in a situation where you can't get yourself out of. And that's just the way I see it, and that's how I feel about that. So for me, I had to be the bigger person. I was mad as hell. I was cussing up a storm because I'm about ready to put my hands on you. Because this is not the first time I encounter your nasty ass attitude. I cannot deal with being around certain people, especially certain female with some cocky, nasty ass attitude. I can't deal with that. I dealt with that shit all my life. I dealt with that shit growing up as a kid, being around my sisters and stepsisters. And they attitude was too damn cocky. I can't deal with that shit now at the age that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 30s. I'm in my mid 30s at that. I can't deal with that shit. You know, I'm too old to be dealing with bitches and nasty ass attitude. I'm too old for that. You know what I'm saying? And I already got a health issue going on top of that. I can't be dealing with all that shit, man. I can't because at this point in my life, I'm ready to turn up on your ass. I'm ready to give you a dose of reality fucking with me. Cause I don't do that sassy shit. I don't do okay, honey, but I don't do all that. Nah, I move differently. I move differently and I walk differently and I talk differently for a reason. I don't got time to be doing all this boo boo. I don't do that. Because once you do that, I'm ready to lay my hands on you. I'm ready to fight you. And you better hope that I don't get to that point where you end up in the hospital and you fight for your life. I can't deal with that shit, man. That shit doesn't fly with me at all. That's why I'm one of those individuals that I have to stay to myself. I have to be to myself. I have to be away from people. I have to deal with people at a certain distance and communicate with people at a certain distance. I have to. I have to meet you where you at, and then I'm gonna go on about my business. But when you get cocky with me, we gonna run into some problems. But I'm gonna meet you where you at, right where you at. That's where I'm gonna meet you. But till then, I'm gonna move on and keep my distance. I gotta go on over here, bruh. Cause I see now it's gonna be a major issue. So that's why I keep a circle. Like if I do hang around with certain individuals, right? I hang around with males more often. Not saying that males are perfect, because there's some men I don't deal with because they add to remind me of females. You know what I'm saying? There's certain guys I can't even deal with their attitudes like that. I can't deal with how they come off and they mannerism either. But I keep a if I have a circle, I keep a circle of guys that I hang with, and I keep a very, very, very small circle of women that I interact with. So I interact more with guys and better with men than I do with women. So I have to keep my circle at a very minimum when it comes to women. There are only certain group of women that I can only interact with. A certain group of women, or maybe like 2% or 3% of women that I will interact with in my lifetime. But the rest of them are men. Majority of the people I have, as far as like associates or friend wise, are males for the most part. But women, it is a very few women that I interact with. Very few. And those women have to be the women that really inspire me to be the best version of myself. Those women have to have some form of intelligence, higher intelligence. Those women are the women that I have to be able to communicate where we can both have a common ground and we both can listen to each other, and someone that I can actually learn from, or someone that could be a mentor to me. If I can't learn from that person, then I can't be under that person's leadership. See, those are the type of women that I like to be around. Women that can really inspire me, women that are like role model figures, women that I can have like deep conversation with, you know what I'm saying? That can really inspire me to become a better person. And like I say, there's very few women that I can interact on that level. Very few. But for the most part, I interact with a lot of men. But overall, when you deal with human, you have to learn humans' behavior. You have to learn humans' characteristic. You have to learn how human maneuver around. You know what I'm saying? Because we are, by us being a part of the animal kingdom, we have a way of being and we have a way of acting towards one another. And and the brain activity is like on and off. It flips on, flips off, flips on, flip off. You know what I'm saying? So it goes on and off, on and off. It's like that little light in our brain kind of. So you really have to watch people. So going back to the subject matter, you're gonna have to take certain things personal because you have to really watch how people act around you, and you have to be mindful of people's behavior. You have to pay attention to the mannerism. You cannot ignore the signs that are there because you want to overlook or you want to bypass a person's character. No, you can't always do that. You're going to have to take it personal. You're going to have to see where they stand on a position, where they coming from, how they coming towards you, how they moving, what's their intention. So you don't ever want to get caught slipping. You don't want to ever get caught off guards. Anyway, so that's all I want to say, and that's all I want to talk about. I want to kind of vent this morning since I ain't really been on here, so I wanted to kind of talk about this. But I hope you all have a great day or whatever you may be in the world, and I will keep you guys posted with subject matters and other contents, etc. So until then, peace and power elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm logging off. Peace. Thank you.